internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 35 Script. Let's get right into today's video. $69 billion flowing through XRP on an hourly basis is going to lead to $100 XRP. Welcome back to another episode. This is going to be an eye-opener to a lot of you, because we are going to do a calculation which we have not done on this channel before. And this is going to be a part one of a part two. The next video that's going to be uploaded, it may take a couple of days. It's going to be very precise into the hour, to the second, and to the minutes of how XRP is going to be utilized on a mega scale. Where do we even begin? Let's start off with a little montage that I put together by Jamie Dimon.
It's like 99.9% of banks actually are paying other banks, the kind of the global money center banks like JP Morgan or Citibank, to make those settlements.
There is a need, whether it's a Libra or something else, to democratize the exchange of foreign currency. I don't think we need to create a new currency, but the technology to instantaneous calibrate all the currencies, that should be done.
Who gets squished by that? Who are the middlemen who are making money off?
The banks.
You know, JP Morgan has systems they've been running for, years and years and years, and they make a lot of money off of them. So why would they mess with it?
We talk about Jamie Dimon, we first have to recognize where he sits. He sits at the top of the global financial infrastructure. There are a few banks, of which JPM is certainly one, that make billions and billions of dollars of profit by virtue of that perch. Jamie Dimon makes a technical term of a shit ton of money.
And that is why you have JP Morgan and his family selling $141 million worth of JP Morgan Chase stock. Like, what does this tell you? They are going to be incorporating new systems that are going to be cost effective, and they're going to lose out on revenue, and there's nothing they could do about it. And now let's get into this $69 million hourly volume for XRP. What am I talking about? The next video is going to be much more detailed, but this is going to give you a really good overview, and I'm very excited to share this with you guys because it is just so realistic. So the fundamental valuation framework that was put together by Susan Atley and Rob Mitchnick, you guys are all familiar with this. We are going to take their calculation because they calculated this to the T. They said 100 billion XRP all circulating. And if the volume for XRP is 556 billion on a daily basis, it would lead to a price of $32.91 per XRP. But check this out. We're going to take the same calculations they took. We're going to combine three of them. Okay, so that gives us a volume, daily volume of $1.6 trillion. But forget the daily volume. And that would put a value of $99 per XRP, market cap of 9.6 trillion, which is absolutely peanuts for a utility market cap. And this is with 100 billion XRP circulating. So this is very conservative. Just to give you guys some rough numbers, and this is again so conservative, the DTCC does $462 trillion annually on settlements. But on a daily basis, it's 1.3 trillion. The OTS FX market is 7.5 trillion. Swift does about 5 trillion per day, which means a total of $13.8 trillion in volume just off of these three entities. We are leaving out so much stuff. Tokenized assets, real estate, bonds, derivatives, so much is out of this. And look at this, folks. So 13.8 trillion in daily volume, which means on an hourly, it's 575 billion on an hour basis that they're going to be moving money around. If Ripple were to get 12% of that hourly volume, and keep in mind this is just 3 entities we're covering, that is $69 billion, which would lead to a value of $100 per XRP. XRP would roughly need $69 billion in hourly volume to maintain a $100 value. So throughout the day, the daily volume would be $1.65 trillion. So now let's zoom out and ask yourself this. Can XRP bring economies together, create a level playing field?
Ripple is trying to be a payment rail for all the money that sits in between the banking system. And there'll be a new economy built on top of that.
The ability to enhance each other's understanding, the ability to connect the diverse economies, the 200 or so countries in the world, and make sure the payment system works for all different profiles of companies.
And move $69 billion on an hourly basis, a 24-hour basis would be 1.6 trillion. And my answer, not financial advice, is 100%. Like Onyx does $10 trillion overnight. And we're talking about the XRP ledger handling $69 billion of real world utility assets, okay, like tokenized assets, bonds, like all that stuff. $69 billion on an hourly basis. We will require a $100 XRP. And it went to $3.37 back in 2018 for absolutely no reason. I always like to come back and point this out. In 2018, XRP was a scam. Like, you know what I'm trying to say here? Like it's nowhere where it's at today. I just used the word scam just to basically say there was no real world utility. Everybody was still confused. Nobody knew what was going on, what these assets were doing. Nobody was educated, and it still went to $3.37 for no reason, just based off of speculation and no real world like use case actually in full throttle. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will be back with a part 2 this week.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.